Okay, in this video I want to envision what is a second generation electric car, as in there is some of this momentum going on as this climate change thing and this energy crisis and everything, that what kind of thing is a second generation renewable architecture and what kind of thing is a second generation electric car, as in this we now have these first generation electric cars that are just plain electric cars that they don't have any extra features. They just have electric motor and that's it, and then you have to recharge them. As in, what kind of feature does a second generation electric car have? It is rechargeable. As in, this second generation of the electric cars that in how I envision things that will come in the end when they apply this, because it is entirely viable technologically. They can produce it, but it's more of this, how I see it, this matter of will than that you are able to. As in, you can install inbuilt. You do not put there that it looks about abnormal. You want it to look at normal car. You don't put a solar panel in an electric car, but you inbuild it inside the chassis, as is in the chassis of the car. There are crystallized P that will gather the solar energy, and then there are inside the chassis these silver cords that will transport the energy very efficiently to the battery. What does this mean? It means that this kind of car can be marketed as rechargeable. That your car, it's the same thing that you buy these one-use batteries from the shop. And all of these people who use these batteries want to buy this kind of a rechargeable battery. It's always better to buy a rechargeable battery than buy these one-use batteries. It's also more sustainable. This to always have to use this battery one time and then you throw it to garbage bin. These second generation batteries are rechargeable. In the same way, an electric car is rechargeable in second generation. It contains this chassis, contains these crystallized P sections, and then it will transfer the solar energy to electricity, and which is the car fuel, as in it recharges its own fuel. In a normal city use, where you don't use your car much, you have to never buy fuel for your car in second generation solar electric car. Does this sound wonderful? You have a car with zero fuel cost. You can think about it for a second. Do you want a car with zero fuel cost, that you never have to buy fuel? And even if you use it very little, you can even start to sell the fuel to other users, as in install the car in electric network and grid and start to sell your excess energy from what the car produces. As in when you normally just recharge the car, as in fuel it, tank it with this thing, you can just also install the car in the electric network when it's full, and all this excess energy that this solar panel in the car will generate will start to flow to the energy grid, and you sell it. And in that way, you can fund your car cheaper. You, for example, have some kind of things like car taxes or something. You can fully fund them with selling your energy your car produces. And your car happens to run with electricity, so you also use it for fuel that the car produces itself. It's very convenient. In the same way, what is second generation construction architecture? It also produces electricity. As in, you don't have to even give construction rights to any construction, and you can even demand that make directives that all of these your existing architecture have to produce electricity. If you are a unit, an apartment block, or any kind of building that uses electricity, there is no reason why that unit cannot produce electricity. Think for a while. If every building in the entire world generates electricity in itself, and every car in the entire world recharges itself, what does this mean for the electricity consumption and production capability of the world? You can just think it for a while. The energy crisis will not exist. There will be no energy crisis, no climate crisis. The earth will start to restore itself, and everything will be better for humanity. That's the road, that's the way. Your second generation electric cars and your second generation electric network, the renewables. That's the way. You can make buildings generate energy because they use it and you can generate your car to make your car generate electricity. And that's also for the transfer efficiency. What better efficiency is there when you generate the electricity on the spot you use it? There is no efficiency transfer loss, because you transfer it few meters to the place you use it. Because the building itself generates electricity that will use the electricity. And then if there is excess electricity, the building generators will sell it to the grid. And then it will be transferred somewhere else. And then there will be less efficient. But there is also this thing when you think electricity, that when you transfer the electricity, some of it vanishes when you transfer it for a longer distance. So when you these units that use the electricity will also produce some electricity. It will always help in this when you think about this collective, this human collective, as in what kind of beings humans want to be, what kind of collective does humans want to produce. Do they want this collective that will destroy everything or destroy the environment, or do they want this futuristic, this high-class second-generation infrastructure that will preserve everything? That's the decision that humans have to make, and it's a big decision, and currently they have been decided to go for this fossil road. I won't recommend going for fossil road, but it's what humans have chosen. But humans can also choose different for the future. And for the future, this kind of second generation renewables and second generation, this kind of architecture and second generation electric vehicles are an important part of. They are not only part. You can also supplement them with nuclear fuel. You can supplement them with wind energy. You can supplement it with this water energy, hydro plants. You can also supplement it with renewable. You can have energy waste that you can do, and then you can supplement it with recycling all the materials to generate new raw materials, and then you can supplement it with even fossil fuels. The fossil fuels is not a problem when you use them sparingly. The problem becomes when you use them too much. You are going beyond a critical threshold that the Earth cannot withstand anymore. The use of fossil fuels is too accelerated as it is. It needs to be tuned down if you want to stop what it's affecting in the climate change. You need to, but what is humanity doing? What you can see them doing is they actually are accelerating the fossil fuel use at the moment. They are not slowing it down, they are accelerating it. So they are also starting to accelerate the climate change. And it will go worse in the future. Because humans have made a decision to accelerate use of fossil fuels. It's this kind of a known decision. They know what it is, they know what it entails, but they still choose to do it. And they are kind of marketing the image that there is no other options. Because they want to do it, these certain people who can decide these things. They want to go for it, and they are going for it, and they are going to the end probably, and to see what happens when you do it. So when you are in this situation we are now, the decision of humanity in a collective sense is to accelerate the problem instead of slowing it down. That's the decision they are making now. They are already done it, this decision basically. And they are sticking with it, and they are at least for this reason it's not realistic that this second generation electric cars or second generation infrastructure will surface yet. They will surface probably in 2030 or something, when there are more clear signs that you shouldn't accelerate the fossil fuels. Because fossil fuel is not the problem. Only the problem in fossil fuels is if you only use it. If you use fossil fuels for your own energy needs, then it's too much, because it's not meant to be used as sole energy source, how humans see this fossil fuel. It's meant to complement this palette of how you produce energy. And in that way, if you only complement and do small amount with fossil, if you have something like 60 or 70% of all energy generated with fossil fuels, it's too much. And or 80% of all energy you generate with fossil fuels, that's too much. It should be upside down if you want to do it responsibly. That only something like 20-30% at most of all of energy is produced fossils. That's the because why are you in a hurry to use all of your resources that are limited, that you somehow cannot preserve it? You are in a very hurry to deplete everything, to deplete the resources in the entire world. You want to do it as fast as possible as a humanity, to deplete everything. And then, when everything is used and depleted, you don't have this possible anymore. When you have used all the oil in the world, you have depleted it and caused some kind of eco-catastrophe by doing it too fast, then you don't have any more that option. You would think about it, it would be good if you would have this alternative fossil fuel road to use from time to time in certain specialized situations, and then you remember that, oh yeah, we used it all. It's depleted. It doesn't exist. So that's what there is this kind of backward thinking in humanity. It's very strange why they do it, and it's very easy to see logic against it, but they still do it. As in this in collective way, humans is a very strange creature, and they will most likely not choose these very good options. They will go for the bad options and then kind of start to try to tell themselves that the bad option was a good option. And so somehow this kind of thing you can notice when you think about what humans are doing collectively, that what's really happening in humanity, and that it's a decision. There is no outside force that is deciding for humanity. The humanity does this decision for itself, and it's only for humans to decide, and humans do have decided to accelerate this climate change. They don't decide to slow it down, they decided to accelerate. It's clearly seen, and it will become more clear in the future. So this is just this video to promote this second generation infrastructure, this energy infrastructure, and this, as in we are not even yet in a second generation, we are still in a first generation, because we are still so primitive in this energy means, or generation means of generation energy. It's so primitive in human, in a primitive stage in this electricity subject, or how to generate it, and this to predict that these kind of second generation architectures that we already have the means to produce, but it will only generate more momentum after some 10 years or something. That there will be some time that is going further to the future, and only then humanity, this kind of these appliances start to have more momentum, and once they do, then humans will start to build them and do it. But it's not yet the time that humans will choose this, I suppose. But they could if they want to. And the people who will manage to do it first will benefit, because it will become their trend from some future in some. And then those people who manage to become the sit in top of it, this energy revolution will benefit from it, because everyone want to buy their product, they want to buy their system, and this for example, if you are a car company and you manage to be the first one to sell the second generation car, and it will become to sell very fast, it's very beneficial for you if people have learned to think that you are the company who sells it. In the same way that people now associate electric car with Tesla. But Tesla only sells first generation energy car, and it's very possible that it's not Tesla who people start to associate with the second generation of electric cars. It can be your company, it's not necessarily Tesla, but if Tesla happens to be the one to market also the second generation electric car, then they're just the biggest player in the market. And when the electric car market grows, the Tesla will grow very, very popular. And then the other companies start to make the same. They also start to generate the second generation electric car, but everyone will remember that Tesla was the company that did it first, and they will associate with Tesla in the same way that they now, at least in Western world, will associate the electric car with Tesla. I suppose in Asian market there are different electric cars, but Tesla sells very well in Western world, especially at least in Europe. Tesla sells very well. And in Europe they buy Tesla. It's because it's a good product, but it's only a first generation product. It's not a second generation product. It doesn't have this feature that it is rechargeable, which makes second generation. And it will come. It's only a matter of time. It's not now, but in the future. I'm very certain of it. The second generation electric cars, it will surface.